Hi everyone, and welcome back to Amity Bloom. My name is Nazi, and I want to say first off, thank you so much for being here. I have been gone for 2 weeks. Can you believe that? It feels like it's been 2 months, honestly. And I want to apologize for being gone for so long. I actually got really sick a few weeks back. I lost my voice, but I'm finally well. I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm just so excited to be here with you all again with this incredible family here at Amity Bloom. I came up with a project a few days back when I was really sick, just playing along with my things. I had a lot of free time to just sit and play. So this project pretty much combines two of my favorite things and some past projects that we've actually worked on before. One is the accordion pockets that we created a while back, and also to create a booklet. So I wanted to combine the style of an accordion pocket and the functionality of a booklet and adapt it to an envelope. So I really am excited about this project, and I hope you guys love it as much as I loved making it. And if you're interested in seeing what I ended up creating using some of my own digital papers and collections that I made, then please keep watching. So the first thing to create this project that you will be needing is, of course, an envelope of some sort. You can use an envelope that you already have on hand. I decided to make your life a lot easier, and I designed some envelopes that you can find in my shop. So I made two different designs. Pretty much it's the same envelope, just a little bit different. This one here, I created a little window pocket so that you can actually go in with an X-Acto knife, cut this out, and it mimics those traditional window styled envelopes that you get in the mail. And then I made the exact same one, but with the main side blank, so that you can actually use this and glue it to a page and then have the decorative portion on the front. And I've been playing around with these envelopes. I printed them out on cardstock, on thicker cardstock, and on thin copy paper, and they both work perfectly. I created these envelopes and I designed them specifically for this project, as well as the papers and the ephemera, so that everything fits really well. But if you're wanting to use your own envelope, you want to make sure that it measures the base of it, or the face of your envelope measures approximately 6¼ and about 3½. So this is the envelope that I'm going to use for this project. So I'm starting to fold the sides of my envelope, as well as the main pocket of my envelope, creasing it with a bone folder. And then this little top portion, making sure everything lines up really well. This is originally what my envelope looked like. And then when you just fold and you crease all of the edges, you have a perfectly shaped and created envelope. Now you can take an X-Acto knife and cut out the little window, but I'm just going to leave it like that for now, as I want to focus on the inside of our envelope to create an accordion booklet. So what you want to do now is you want to open up your little envelope. If you printed your envelope on double-sided paper, then you don't need to worry about lining the inside. However, I just printed mine on normal paper, and I need to cover up the inside. I have created and designed some new papers. I wanted to use earth tones and create more of a vintage theme with these envelopes, and I wanted to create some coordinating paper. So I have 2 collaged papers and 2 pattern papers. I love the French receipt. Here you have a really nice label where you can do some journaling on like white pen. That would stand out really nicely, and the beautiful florals. Really lovely. So I think I might use this on the inside. This is another one of the collage papers. I have some French receipts collaged together, and then this gorgeous floral here. I really love it, and you'll notice the color palette is blues, browns, some darker hues. And then my 2 pattern papers that I could not be more obsessed with. I cannot wait to use these in journals. I have some journals in mind that I want to create using these papers. I could not be more proud of them. I absolutely love the design and love the vintage aesthetic, and then these paired with fabrics and ephemera pieces, they'll just look marvelous together. So I created 2 of them in 2 different color tones. one that's slightly more blue, and then one that is more of a brown monotone. I think I'm going to use this one as like the background since I printed this on copy paper, so it's nice and flexible. I don't want to use a thick cardstock such as this one to line my envelope as it's going to get too thick. So I'm going to use this as the lining, and then we're going to come back and experiment with other papers to create the pockets and the accordion pocket pages as well. So now that I have my decorative paper chosen to line the inside of my envelope, I'm going to apply some glue, and you can use a glue stick or you can use your favorite adhesive. I'm going to use some Fabrifix, and I'm just going to glue my paper right on top. Once it has been fully adhered, I'm going to turn it over and cut around the excess of the paper. So these are the scraps that I have left over when I trimmed and cut off the excess. I'm definitely going to be holding on to those for future projects. And so this is what you should have by now. And all I'm going to do is recrease and fold again on those same lines that you previously folded in the beginning. If your printer has the options, I definitely recommend you to print the envelope double-sided already. And I love how we got a portion of that floral there, and I could do some journaling on here, and then the decorative portion is on this edge. So this is what we have so far. You'll notice it instantly it transformed it from just a white blank envelope on the inside to something that's a little bit more special. So now that you have your envelope prepped and ready, you need to begin to choose the paper for the accordion pocket. And you want to choose a paper that's not too thick. You don't want to use a thick cardstock, or else your envelope is going to be really, really bulky and very hard to close. I printed my digital design on 28-pound copy paper, and that for me works perfectly. However, any paper would work, honestly. You just want to make sure it's not too thick so that it's nice and easy to bend. So I'm going to be using a regular letter size sheet of paper. It measures 11 by 8.5. So you want to turn your paper over, and you'll notice I already practiced beforehand. And all you're going to want to do is match up the edge of your paper to the top edge of your envelope. And you're going to want to take the bottom portion that's going to turn into your pocket, and you just want to fold that in, just like so. Making sure you're creasing the bottom since this is going to turn into your pocket. And the length of your paper should match up evenly with the size of your envelope over here. You don't want it to be too big and you don't want it to be too small. You want it to be just about the same size. So now that that's done, what you're going to want to do is fold this paper over just until you've reached the edge of the envelope, and then fold that in. And so when you turn it over, this is what it should look like. And now you want to turn it back over and fold it one more time, making sure it's the same size as your previous fold. So this is what it should look like from this side, and then this is what it should look like from the back. And you can really see the creases here. So this was where we did our first fold. We folded this in, and then you folded this out. So this is what you should have by now, and you'll notice that these two are the same size, and then this one is slightly longer. And the reason that this one is a little bit longer is we're going to fold about 1/4 inch of this inward, and it's basically going to be our connector that's going to connect our accordion pocket to our envelope. So what you want to do is you want to fold it back in just like it was. I'm going to take this little excess piece, and I like to just fold it outward. I like to fold it this way so that you have even space between your pockets. Because if you're folding the same pocket over and over again, they're all going to be the same size. And then your little piece in the end should be about 1/2 inch long. And your pockets, it just depends whatever paper you use. But I like my pockets to be about 1.5 inches deep. So now that you have this step finished, I want to go ahead and decorate the inside portion of my paper so that it's not so white and stark. And you can do many things. You can use some decorative paper such as this and decorate on the inside. That would look beautiful. However, I wanted to make your life easier, and I designed some envelope cards. And these are essentially cards that fit within the envelope. It's the perfect size, so you can use them as journal cards, or you can use them as a background design to fit within the little spaces of your accordion pocket. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, as I printed these on some thinner copy paper. And like I mentioned before, I don't want to use this paper just yet because it is cardstock and I don't want it to be too thick. So the way that I like to apply my envelope cards as decorative paper for the lining of my accordion pocket is I like to take my glue, and I like to apply my glue on the outer portion, kind of like frame it, and then on the inside as well. Once the glue has been applied, I then like to take my decorative envelope card and I like to place it right on top of my adhesive, making sure that it's nice and adhered. And then once it has been fully glued on, what I like to do is I like to fold it in. Continue to fold and crease along the edges so that it's really easy to fold it in and out. You want to continue to do that. You also want to make sure that you don't glue one on top of the other, as they will lift when you go into fold. Just like that. And then the final one will be going along right here. Fold this back up. Let me go ahead and fold this inward just like this. Beautiful. So now that you have decorated the background of the inside lining for your pocket page, you're going to want to open this up, and I like to trim off this lower piece right here at the bottom. Get rid of that, as that's not going to become a pocket. We just want to work with what's going to be a pocket, so you want to get rid of that little piece there. You can do two things. You can glue the edges and just use glue to secure your pocket, or you can pass this through your sewing machine. I'm just going to be using glue to show you how simple it is and how you don't even need a sewing machine to create the accordion pocket. You only need to add glue on the edge here and on the edge here. You don't need to add glue on this portion or this portion, as you're just going to make your pocket space a lot smaller, and there's no need to do that anyway. So to connect our envelope with our accordion pocket page, we're going to be working with two pieces. This portion of the envelope that flips in and out, so the base of it, and then this little piece that we made sure to fold and not trim when we were creating our pocket page. What you're going to want to do is you're going to glue this little strip to the base or the bottom of the flap of your envelope. So I just took some Fabrifix and I added it on the bottom, and I am raising this flap a little bit up, making sure that it fits perfectly at the bottom. And you can flip this over to make sure that it's on the edge. And then you just want to take your bone folder and make sure that that's nice and secure on the base of your envelope. So now that you have glued that on, your accordion pocket page is connected within your envelope, and it's starting to look more like a booklet. And in order to hide that white strip, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to add some decorative paper right on top, just like that. And then I like to turn it over and cut the excess off. And I just apply glue here on the edge and then up at the top so that I had a little bit of space for a tuck spot. Or you can just leave it as is, as a pretty little strip of paper, but I like to give it a functional purpose as well. And you can create a little tuck spot or a little belly band if you wanted to. So now we're going to work on this portion here, and before I close my little envelope up and I create a pocket, we're going to cut our window with an X-Acto knife. You want to be really careful. There we go. And what I like to do is flip it over, and just to make it look more realistic, I have some leftover packaging. And I'm just going to glue it right behind it so that it looks like it's a real window envelope. And I like to apply this by adding some glue right around the edges and then taking my packaging and gluing it right on top. And I like to take my bone folder, making sure that my adhesive is nice and glued. And now you can flip this over and see through the envelope, which is a lot of fun. So now what we want to do is we want to close up our envelope here. I'm just going to round the corners of my paper to create my little pocket. And I'm going to add some glue on the bottom as well and on the side. And I'm going to take my pocket, taking my bone folder to make sure that it's nice and adhered. That's looking perfect, you guys. Oh, and now we have our little pocket here where you can tuck your ephemera pieces in. And then you also have your little window where you can see whatever you want to put, so that whatever ephemera you put in the pocket, you can see it from the front of the envelope, which I think is so adorable. So now the last step is we need to add a closure to our booklet. So to create my closure, I'm going to take my circle punches and I'm just going to punch out some pretty paper. And I'm using the paper from my digital collection. So I want to take my smaller little punch and add it to the top portion of my envelope flap. Poke a hole. Take a brad. So it looks something like this. Open this up and it blends in perfectly with the paper. And then we want to go on this side, since we obviously want to close up our envelope. We want to go on this side. And I'm just going to do the same process. Poke a hole. Put my brad. Open my brad up. Put it in place. And to cover it up, you just need to add a little ephemera piece in there. And the brad is gone. And then to close it shut, you just want to intertwine your thread or your yarn behind these little circle punches. And you can close your booklet up. But before I close my accordion envelope booklet up, I want to decorate it just a little bit. So I'm going to glue this little label that comes with the envelope little journal cards. I have some really pretty journal cards that I definitely want to include in the pockets. This gorgeous tag. Let's put you there. I'm going to add this little card in there, and then I'll put this label in that tuck spot. And then in the pocket, I'll add this gorgeous tag. And then on the back, of course, you can take photos and you can do some more journaling on here. You can add labels and do some journaling on top of the labels as well. I mean, you can really go crazy with how you want to decorate your envelope. And then on the front, you can see that gorgeous tag peeking through the little window pocket. This project is just so much fun to do and to make. And then what you want to do to close your accordion envelope booklet is you want to take some twine and make sure you put it behind your little circle punches, giving it one more little turnaround. Your envelope booklet is finished. I mean, look at how beautiful it looks. You can, of course, distress the edges if you want to. You can put this inside of a journal, like inside of a pocket, and it looks beautiful and really lovely. And when you open it up, you have more journaling space. You can just tuck it inside of a journal, or you can store it on top of one just as a little extra surprise and bonus for the person that is going to open up that little envelope. And I think I'm going to finish this off with one of my sentiments. I have also created a new autumn and family/home sentiment pack. It's in the shop right now, and the phrases are so lovely. They're so comfy and they fill you with love. And this one says, "Autumn mornings are crisp and golden as an apple." And I couldn't agree more. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this project. definitely check out my shop. I will leave the link below if you want to get the little kit to create your own accordion envelope booklet, or the digital papers, or even the sentiments and phrases to use in your journaling. I encourage you all to try this project out. You will fall in love with it, and you'll want to create so many of these beautiful accordion envelope booklets. They're so simple to make. And if you're going to make one for yourself, make sure to tag me or to send me a picture, a message of what you're creating. So of course, until next time, I hope you have an incredible day, and I will talk to you guys very soon as we have some new products, new fabrics and papers, and we have a ton of projects in store for the rest of the year. I love you all. See you very soon, and have a great day. Bye-bye.